This is a quick intro on how to play Category Clash Kids Edition, as well as how to add or change the categories in the template. To start, you can go ahead and open the Category Clash PowerPoint file. There are 3 files with different sound options: normal, low, and no sound. For the version with the scoreboard, you will have to enable macros. There is a file included in your order with tips on how to enable macros on your PC. If you are unable to use macros, you can use the version without a scoreboard and keep track of the scores manually. Once you have the file open, you can start the slideshow from the beginning. I have included an optional black slide that you can use to have the game up but not visible until you click the slide. You can delete this slide if you would rather have the game start immediately. After you start the game, there's a quick intro, and once you're at the main screen, click Play Game. The first slide lets you enter the player or team names. Simply type the names in for 2 to 6 players, and then click Play. The game starts with instructions on how to play. You will be given a list of 12 different categories along with a key letter. Players will try to come up with answers for each category. They will earn 2 points for answers that start with the key letter, or 1 point for answers that start with a different letter. So for example, if the first category is colors and the key letter is B, then you might write down blue. Try to write answers for as many of the 12 categories as possible before the time runs out. Only unique answers will get a point, so in our color category example, if 2 players had blue as their answer, neither would get a point. If 1 player had black as their answer, they would get 2 points. And if 1 player had red, which starts with a different letter, they would get 1 point. Click Continue, and you can review the rules of the game with the players. Once you've gone over the instructions, click Let's Play to begin. You will see the board with the 12 categories. In the version with the scoreboard, you can click the letter button question mark to reveal a random letter, or you can click one of the letters to choose a specific letter. In the version without the scoreboard, click Start to mix up the letters, and then click Stop and Reveal to show the randomly selected letter. Once the letter is revealed, you can start the timer. There are 4 options included. The dash timer is 3 minutes, turbo is 2 minutes, and lightning is 1 minute. Chill allows you to have the timer as long or as short as you want. It will just continue until you end it. You can also skip the timer if you prefer. Once you start the timer, music will play in the versions with sound and the timer will spin. When the time runs out, you will get a Time's Up message. You can also just click Tally Scores to end the timer and jump to the Time's Up message. Once the time is up, you can click the Tally Scores button on the Time's Up message. The first category will be highlighted, and players should each share their answers for that category. In the version with the scoreboard, you can click the Score button to add points to any players that had a unique answer. In the version without a scoreboard, players should mark their points on their own answer card. So going back to our original example, if the first category is colors, let's say players 1 and 2 had blue, so they will not get any points. Player 3 had black, so you would click twice to give them 2 points. Let's say player 4 had red, so you would give them 1 point. And then player 5 had brown, and player 6 had beige, so they each get 2 points. Once you've checked all the players' answers and added their points, you can click on the second category to highlight it. Continue tallying the scores for all 12 categories. Once you're done with the scores, you will select a new letter. Each category list should be played 3 times with 3 different key letters. In the version with the scoreboard, click the letter button again and the categories will reset and a new letter will be revealed. In the version without the scoreboard, click Play again to reset the categories, then click Start and Stop to reveal a new letter. In this version, there is a chance you will get a duplicate letter. If that happens, simply click Start and Stop to get a different letter. After you've played the category list 3 times, you can go to the next list by clicking the arrow in the upper right corner in the version with the scoreboard, or the next list button in the version without the scoreboard. There are a couple other buttons to be aware of. If you need to manually change one of the player's scores, you can use the scoreboard plus and minus buttons to go up or down. You can click the Reset Scores button to reset all the scores to 0. You can click the End Game button if you want to end the game early and jump to the final scores. The game comes with 25 category lists. The initial game has 2 lists in the section called Game Categories. If you scroll to the end of the presentation, there's a section called Extra Categories with the remaining lists. To use these, simply drag or copy and paste them into the Game Categories section above. The standard game for the Kids Edition is 2 lists played 3 times each with different letters, but you can adjust the number of lists depending on how long you'd like the game to last. You can play the game as provided, or if you want to personalize or refresh the game, it is very easy to change or add category lists. Unless you're starting from the original presentation, I always recommend you reset the score to 0 before editing by going into any game slide and clicking the Reset Scores button. If you don't reset the scores, you may get an error if you try to delete a slide. To create your own category list, go to the end of the presentation where you will find a blank template slide. You can simply copy and paste the blank template slide into the Game Categories section above and then type in your 12 categories. If we play the slideshow, you can see the new categories appear. You'd also have the option to simply edit the existing categories as well, rather than copying and pasting a new slide. The game comes with printable PDF answer cards that are letter size 8.5 by 11 in black and white and have 2 cards per page. You can either cut them in half or provide them as is, depending on how many lists you plan to do. So I hope this demo was helpful. Please feel free to contact me through my Etsy store if you have any questions on how to play. I would also love to hear any feedback you have on your experience playing Category Clash Kids Edition. I hope you enjoy the game.